Time for another edition of the Cougar Coaches Show on Mediacom Channel 22. You can also watch on ColumbiaCougars.com. If you're not already watching on the website, check out all the schedules and stats, videos, and much more of all the sports teams on the website, ColumbiaCougars.com. And this edition, head coach of the soccer teams, men and women's squad, Coach John Klein. Coach, welcome.
Thank you, Cosmo.
We'll start with the ladies first, is the polite thing to do, I guess, right? And unfortunately for the men, their season came to an end in the semifinals of the conference tournament. But the ladies, in their second season, off to the national tournament a year ago. In their first season, you guys came within a goal in that double overtime at Park of advancing. And then this second season, you guys have been on quite a clip, winning, I think, 11 in a row now or something, and just had a great conference tournament, and now off to the first ever national tournament bid for your ladies.
Yeah, very deserving. Great reward for them to travel to California for the first round. Our California girls are excited. All the girls are excited, but yeah, they've played terrific soccer. If it is 11 wins in a row, 16-2-1 record, and even the games that were lost and tied, we think we were in those games and they could have gone a different direction. So really good soccer. Enjoyed watching the girls play. Hope that everyone else did, and we're hoping to extend our season another few games.
Yeah, Elise Castellanos, Erica Ramirez, your goalkeeper, then Stephanie Hale, lights out all season with all her goals, are all from the state of California, so it's got to be a little extra fun time for them, even though maybe for the rest of the team or some of the other teams, I know I saw a couple notes and messages and everybody congratulating. That'll be fun for them to be able to have a good majority of their family and friends be able to come over and watch in Costa Mesa against Vanguard.
Yeah, all three are very excited, and all three have been impact players in our program. Erica in goal, of course, and she's been terrific and was an all-conference player. Elise, just real steady in the center of the backfield, and then Stephanie, who, in my opinion, has had an All-American year, scored points in every contest that she participated in. I think might lead the country in assists, maybe second in total points, and without her, I'm not sure where we are. That's just outstanding soccer. She's so knowledgeable, so skilled, and she's been a real leader in the team.
24 assists and makes so much happen on that left side. Then she was rewarded with the Player of the Year in the AMC Conference. As you guys had quite a night after you went in the championship, all the awards, yourself included, with the Coach of the Year, but Stephanie Hale with the Player of the Year in conference, and then you had Taylor Hagenoff, the freshman from Elias High School, as the newcomer of the year, or rather, as the freshman of the year, and Mackenzie Knepper, thank you, the newcomer of the year, as the awards all went your guys' way, and well-deserved all up and down that field, with all those players specifically.
They were. I mean, you couldn't take any of those honors away from that group. They, just such success in conference play, and Hagenhoff, Taylor over at the right back, has been outstanding. Got multiple assists from that right back spot. She can drive the ball. I guess if you're playing it to Stephanie, you're going to get assists. But, she can get up that right side, get crosses in from that side, gets an occasional overlap in, even gets a few shots herself. So she's been terrific. Knepper, right in front of the goal, is super composed. She strikes a ball as hard as any girl I've ever seen hit a ball. And, we were fortunate to get her from SWIC, Southwestern Illinois College, as a junior college transfer. So we made some good signings this year. They came through in the positions that we'd hoped they would. And, you're thinking, I sure would like to have this whole group again next year. But, we signed a lot of JUCO players, and, 6 of them will leave us at the end of the year here. So it's not, hey, in 2 years we want to be better. This is it. We made it to the national tournament, and we want to be competitive.
Well, and again, you can look back at what we talked about a lot last year, the first season. It was, where am I going to get goals from? And Kelly Ross, again, bounced back this season, had another fine year once she battled through some of her injuries and really became a force, and still is, as the season's still going. But you wonder, where are we going to get some goals from? And then you get the second wave of Cougars, and you build into that second season. And all the players that we talked about before this season started, after the first couple of weeks of practice, everybody has delivered in their role, and even with some early injuries to Mallory Page in the center, and you had to shift some things around, everybody covered well and weathered that storm and continued to move forward, and here you are going to the national tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we do. We just have a lot of weapons, and you're exactly right. A bunch of different people stepped up. Everybody contributed. we've left out Tori Magaletta, the transfer from Drury University, in the center of the midfield. She brought a bunch of conference scoring punch down the stretch, and so I think what's good about this team is that we can come at it from a bunch of different angles, attack the goal with a variety of different players, and I think it's a difficult group to defend.
Vanguard is your opponent. They're currently ranked number 12. They lost in their conference semifinals to a team that's ranked number 3. And 3 of their 4 losses, I believe, were to that number 3 ranked team. Talk a little bit about the opponent in Vanguard, if you can a little bit on that opening round matchup.
You know, we haven't seen any video, but we've had several reports come in from different coaches across the country, and you know, I think we're getting a strong opponent. I think there's going to be a lot of individual technical ability out there up in their attack. But you know, we look at it, and you know, 3 losses to the same team. Certainly, you got to think that other team is a notch above them. So I think it's not the worst draw we could have had. Going to California is not the worst thing that could have happened to a group that's got some California girls on it. I think we're going to match up fine with this group. I think it's going to be a good soccer game. You know, I don't think we've had, since our loss to Mobap, you know, in the early part of the season, we've not had a 1-goal soccer game. You know, we've beaten every team by multiple goals. So I think this is going to be a little more complex. You know, postseason play, probably a team that's a little bit deeper, a little more technical ability all around the field. But I really believe in our girls, and I've enjoyed watching them play all year. And if they play the way they've played, I think they're going to compete well.
And you played some teams earlier, and I'm losing my memory on the number 11 ranked team earlier in the year that ended up being the 1-1 tie, I believe it was. Kansas Wesleyan was at that time a ranked opponent and played with them, and that was one of those matches that could have been easily 3-1 your way, and then they had a chance to, at the end, with a couple of chances that they couldn't quite score some goals and end up with a draw there, facing some competition. Obviously, the majority of the AMC conference, not, you know, a huge level of competition, but back into the conference tournament, Park brought their A game in that championship game, and that was a 0-0 match at halftime. You end up winning 2-0.
Yeah, no, I think Park and Missouri Baptist and William Woods, Hannibal LaGrange, all strong opponents. But I really just believe that we were just a level above them this year. Now we haven't seen really that top 10, top 15 caliber team. That's the only thing that scares me, is that are we going to be surprised by the different level? What is a top 15 team in the NAI on the women's side? But you know, I've argued for, you know, the last month and a half that Columbia College is a top 15 team, and they've just not received that recognition. So hopefully we can catch some teams by surprise in the postseason here. And you know, unless I'm just not seeing it right, I think we've got a pretty good soccer team.
And I've mentioned as the season progressed on the webcast broadcast that, you know, I figured this team would be in that top 25. You've gotten the receiving votes category, and I know a lot of it comes down to the point system and who you play at different times, and that kind of thing factors in a little bit as well. But you know, you still get that first round, and those of you who are unfamiliar with the way the tournament works, 32 teams make it. The opening rounds are at 16 sites, and then those winners all advance to Alabama. So if the Cougars win, they'll be one of 16 then that move on to Alabama. But Saturday, the 23rd, a 1:30 Pacific or 3:30 Central Time matchup against Vanguard out of California. And the Cougars team, you guys head out here this week, you know, fly out, and there's a big banquet and get a couple practices in. You guys haven't had a long trip like that before. How does that factor in, or what is the mindset of yourself and Megan and Nicola as you prepare this team practice-wise in Columbia, and then also when you get to California?
Well, I think for traveling this, you know, that distance, I think the school has taken care of us well. We're going to leave on Thursday. We won't play till Saturday, so we'll be there Thursday afternoon. We'll get an afternoon practice session in. We'll get another one in on Friday. So I think we'll just be able to get settled, get acclimated to the weather, and they are playing on turf. We haven't played on turf in a while, but you know, I don't think that's going to matter. We play the ball on the ground typically anyway, play to feet, and I think our girls will be comfortable in that environment. So I don't think it's any different. You know, the girls have won on the road. They've won at home. They're excited. I just don't want them to be too distracted that California was the destination. We're going out there for a business trip, and we hope to come home on Sunday with a win and a trip to the final destination.
That can certainly be the reverse side, and the benefit of having the nice storybook side is that some of the California girls that are seniors are getting a chance to see some family, and they'll get a chance to see them play where they maybe haven't been able to before here in Columbia or around the country. But like you said, you got to try and make sure they're focused on the mission at hand, and based on what we've seen out of this team, very business-like all season long. They've been just right on task, it seems like.
They are. It's very professional. The seniors, the captains, keep them organized, keep them focused. Meg Goddard, our transfer from Cloud Community College, and I think our only international player. Oh no, we have Flavia in goal from Brazil, but Meg is our captain, our team leader. Plays right in the center of the midfield. She keeps them organized. She keeps them focused, and she's played a big part in all of our success as well.
Cougar soccer team off to the women's national tournament opening round matchup against Vanguard out of California. Links all over the place on ColumbiaCougars.com where you can follow along on live stats or some live video opportunities from California. Good luck to the ladies, and hopefully we'll see you back here on Sunday or Monday, and ready for a trip to Alabama. Turn right back around. That'd be fantastic. Get up to a 16-round matchup. When we come back, we'll talk about the men's team. Injuries early on. The Cougars tried to find ways to find the goal and ended up bowing out in the semifinal of the AMC Conference. Back to wrap up the show. Talking the Cougar men's side after this on ColumbiaCougars.com.